Well, good morning. So I said that I would, for the next 9 weeks, look at the Enneagram. The Enneagram's a personality, what is it? Personality, it's about information about the personality. But it's more about what motivates us. And what's the motivation behind what we do, and how and why we do things, not just what we are, but how and why we do things. So it divides people up into sort of 9 categories or 9 basic human types, and the different types are characterized by the numbers 1 to 9. And obviously we participate in we all have different motivations, but when you have to sort of figure out, where do I fit in? It's where's the traffic heavier? what shows up most for me? So we'll start with number 1, the perfectionist or reformer. And ones are motive. So again, it goes back to motivation. What motivates people? And their motivation is they need to live life in the right way, which includes improving themselves and the world around them. They intuitively know when something is wrong and and they can become critical of others who don't see it the right, in quotation marks, way. So they have a vision of what the world should be, or what people should be, but now you get to start to see that you can be an aware one or a less aware one. And the thing I like about the Enneagram, it gives us, it shows movement to a more healthy side of your motivation and a less healthy side. So I like it from that point of view. Anyway, the ones can be very critical of themselves. They like structure. And the movement pattern of a 1 is the 7 and 4. Remember I said that the Enneagram not only shows your motivation, but also helps you to understand where the sort of the growth side of is and where the less helpful side is. And so the Enneagram can also provide transformational growth for those open to growing. Another author says the Enneagram is a tool to learn more about ourselves and our individual motivations and tendencies so we can grow into the best version of ourselves. And another author, I like this, he says, the Enneagram doesn't put you in a box. It tells you what box you're already in and shows you how to get out of it. So anyway, we'll get more into this. But the movement pattern for a 1 is the 7 and 4 remember the 9 points, or 9 points in a circle, and the movement for a 1 is the 7 and 4. So the healthy move to 7 is to become more creative, to become curious rather than judgmental. And the healthy move to 4 allows one to be more in touch with their feelings and emotions. And as we see where 4 is very in touch with how they feel, and 7 is more creative and fun-loving. And then so as well as that, then each number can be influenced by what we call their wings, the numbers on either side. So obviously a 1 can be influenced by a 9 or a 2. And the ones with the more developed 2 wing tend to be warmer and more helpful, and ones with the more developed 9 wing tend to be cooler, more relaxed, a little bit more objective. Anyway, it's fascinating. It's been around for, they believe it started 2 to 4,000 years ago, and it just was reintroduced into the Western world late in the last century, but the information's been around for a long time. So another way to discover or think maybe what type you might be is think of things that you would never do. And this is from the book, The Enneagram Made Easy, things what ones would never dream of doing. Being half an hour late for work, not sending thank you notes for birthday gifts within 2 days, not making reservations for every night of their vacation, leaving their clothes in a heap and the dishes unwashed for a week, laughing it off when criticized. They wouldn't do that. Taking a relaxing bath just before guests come over instead of going over the house for another cleaning. So again, this is obviously a very simple approach to a really complex understanding of human nature that's been around for centuries. So my goal in introducing this to you is simply to encourage any of you who might be interested to get more information. Remember, I said half of what I do in the office is help people become more aware, more conscious. And once you understand that why or what you're doing, if it's working, keep doing it. But if it's not, then to make different choices. And the Enneagram is just one tool among many for understanding yourself and your partner or your children. And it provides alternative approaches for coping mechanisms that might not be serving you well. We had a great conversation last night with a friend who's over, who's a very aware 4. And she's aware of the tendencies that can go south or the ones for growth. And we had this great conversation. And we're also looking at people who are less aware. So it does help just to be more aware about who you are, what motivates you, the positive, negatives in that. And again, for more information, please check out my wife Crystal's website, Journey to Inner Wisdom, and she'll be doing some more workshops on the Enneagram later this year. So if you want more information, that's one place to get it. She's really the expert, so it's a place to check it out. Anyway, thanks for listening. So next week we'll look at the 2. So the Enneagram, remember, 9 points in a circle. Looked at 1 today, and sort of the idea, what motivates us? What is the basic motivation? And for 1, it's to be right, to make the world a better place, a reformer, and that's what motivates them. So we'll look at the others as we go on. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.